Big ups, everyone. See, yeah, guys, yeah, this is a big one, yeah. See, it's episode 2 of the Big Gunz Premier League show, episode 2 with my co-stars, Craig Matthews, and the big Weeza of Fan Nations TV. See, Big Weeza, welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm back.
You're back. You're back. Craig Matthews is back. Craig,
Yeah,
welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for having me again. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
Yeah. See, yeah, let's jump straight right into it. Even if we're having smiles or, I can see a little bit of a smile from Wiz's face. Even Craig, you have a little smile down there, but I don't think those smiles are real smiles, man. Those are smiles of pain, smiles of, smiles of, hurt, something like that. See, Wizard, take us through what happened through that Brentford game for you, your emotional stance towards that game, because today we're going to be looking at ManCity. It's the preview still, so just do it. Tell us what happened in that Brentford game. You're mute. Mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you
I
now.
feel like it was a very frustrating game. I feel like we didn't learn too much from the Everton game. We were still second to the first ball, still second to the second balls. We wasn't aggressive enough. And I heard some people saying about Zinchenko coming inside is affecting Zinchenko's game, but
Martinelli.
Martinelli, we spoke about this last week, lads. And what did we predict? We predicted an early substitution where we'd see Trossard come on. And what happened? He comes on. A few minutes
He comes
later,
on,
he scores a goal
straight on
at the back post. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, very frustrating. I said Ivan Toney was going to be good. And it was a masterclass from him at the Emirates. I said to you guys, I feel like he needs to be an Arsenal player. We're just missing that profile.
Needs to be, man.
We're missing that profile from our squad. It's a massive profile, headering the ball, chesting the ball, bringing other players in. Even if you look at their goal, as much as it was offside, I'm sure we'll go into that later, but he drifts off from the pack wide. That's the first problem. No one's picking him up. And then somehow he gets right to the penalty spot to header in the goal. So it's like even these movement, Saliba was lost. It hurts me to say, but for the first time, one of the first times this season, Saliba, he couldn't even get close. Even the free kick when he was grabbing Saliba.
We need to get into that too. We need to get into that too.
So yeah, for me,
no, I said we need to get into that too. Also,
yeah, like for me, it's just like it's always fine margins. It's always fine margins. We can say obviously VAR and it wasn't a goal, but at the end of the day, if we didn't make the mistakes that we made leading up to that free kick, then maybe we're sitting here and we're saying, you know what, 1-0, 6 points ahead of City, got City tomorrow, beat them and go 9 points ahead. So yeah, I'm just very disappointed.
Yeah.
Even the formation that they played, I just feel like we have one way of playing and we need to get 2 and 3 ways of playing. Because one way of playing, I know it's been working, but we always knew the second half of the season was going to be hard. And we haven't won in 3 games now. So yeah, man.
Man, shocking. See, yeah, Craig, I know you got to release something out of your chest right now, brother. See, man, brother, preach, man. Release it. Don't keep it in. Release it, bro.
It was such a painful game, man. After they scored the equaliser, I thought after we scored the goal, we'll be okay, we'll win the game. When I heard they scored the equaliser, I was like, oh, not again. It was just like, it's the same thing over and over again. Like, we're not making change. Like, we make one change. Either the players are tired or we haven't got, as Weeza said, we haven't got plan B.
Yeah.
Because normally the old Arsenal would grind up that result or win 1-0, but now I've seen too many goals.
Yeah, but again, talking about this grinding of results, yeah, that throughout the season, even in tougher games, we've been able to games out. You see, if you check most of our, most of the in the first half of the season, yeah, in the first 18 games, it's not like we were like blowing teams away in a way. It's not we're just like 5-0, 5-2 or something like that. It was a decent, we're getting decent wins out there. It could be 2-1, it could be 1-0, it could be 3-2, all those kind of games that you don't have to blow these teams out of the water, to signify or show a statement, or a statement win in that way. But we've always been able to grind out the results. And it just seems like in the last 3-4 games, we're not just, you see, it's far from even grinding out results. We're struggling in these games. We're struggling in these games. Weeza, see here, Saliba lost 11, my brother, 11 of his duels on the
Yeah.
day against Brentford. See, have we overhyped this, brother? Craig Matthews, you will chime in on that question after Weeza. Weeza, as this guy, have we overhyped him? Have we placed him on this pedestal that of an untouchable, and right now is unraveling? Is that the issue, or do you think it's just a dip in form right now? He'll he'll get it
Yeah, I
back
mean,
later. What's your emotional stand through that, bro?
when you first answered the question, the first thing that came to my head is if you look at the defensive records last season and you look at the defensive record this season, I mean, the problem for me has been we're conceding too many goals at home. Even when we were winning, like you said, it might be 2-1, it might be
True.
3-2. It's always, you know what I mean? We're always conceding goals, and that's something that we need to fix. But Saliba, he's been fantastic this season, and he is definitely one of the reasons why we're top of the league. It's a dip in form.
Obviously.
It's like I said, it's been a long season. It's his first season in the Premier League as well. We've got to remember that. And he might have not come up against certain players and certain formations. And obviously, even in the Premier League, I always go back to this Bolton thing, which is something that Arsenal don't do. I mean, if it's 1-1, we don't spend the last 15 minutes just trying to get the ball in the box, and then we've maybe got Saliba or Gabriel up there as well. We really stick to keeping the ball on the floor and trying to make those intricate passes and those movements where, as I said to you before, with
Yeah, there's
Nketiah,
movement.
yes, the movement. So, I mean, I feel sorry for him. Obviously, it hasn't been a good showing in the last kind of 3 games. I didn't think that he was bad when he came on for the ManCity game. But, I mean, tomorrow, guys, is the
Oh,
big one. Tomorrow's like Champions League final tomorrow.
it's like
So,
Champions League final,
it's like
bro.
Champions League
You know.
final tomorrow. So I do feel I'm not gonna sit here and say we're gonna see the best of Saliba, but we will see a better Saliba tomorrow.
We hope so. But Craig Matthews, what do you have to say to Saliba's form right now? Of course, we do know he went to France's World Cup exhibition. At the World Cup in Qatar. But coming back, of course, he didn't play lots of games anyway. I think he just showed up in their last game in the group stages. So there's no complaint that he was overused in the World Cup or something like that. So coming back right now, even before he left for the World Cup, his form was a little bit, here and there, within that period. Coming back, his form, he still hasn't gotten his form. On Saturday, shocking, 11 dwells, all lost to Tony and Umbuemo. See, we'll still get into that factor of Umbuemo and Tony, definitely. But again, out of 11 duels, you should be winning 2 or 3. What do you think, Craig?
Saliba is still a young kid. He's still developing. Like, he hasn't played a full season in the Premier League before. It's the first season in the Premier League. He's only 21 years old, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's out of form, but he's not the only one out of form at the moment. So that's where
Obviously.
that's where the senior players need to step up and help him, because they're the lead. If Arsenal said they've got leaders, Leads like Jacques was the captain for Swiss. You got Partey, got all these other players who are experienced pros, should be helping the younger players get through the line. So don't have to depend on Saliba and Gabriel to be able to defend for the whole game. If we score a goal first and pull the game off, then you won't have to worry about Saliba and Gabriel making any mistakes, because the game will be killed off and then we can just relax after that. So that's what I would say on that one.
Okay, so no one is throwing the jury book on Saliba right now, right?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet,
No.
right? Good, good and okay. Because there's this one here that I'm getting frustrated about, and it's this case of Gabriel Martinelli. Of course, in the first episode when we convened here last week on Friday, we talked of Martinelli's form. It's not it's not up to par, bruv. Martinelli is one of these players that I have this affinity for. I really like him. The dedication he shows whenever he's playing. But you know what? Yeah, he's no more the same player for the last 6, 7 games. Like, he hasn't been the same player. I've not seen that same desire, that hunger to actually force his way through, and get a goal. The chances he got, he's pawned them away. There was a particular chance he got just outside the 18-yard box, and he just kited it away. And it's just so frustrating. Seeing that happen to this kid that we all know that he has the potential, because we know he has it. He has that potential to actually cause constellation among defenders and cause lots of chaos, around defenders. But it's not just on his A game. So Weeza, yeah, again Martinelli against Brentford, caught a frustrating figure, not just a frustrating figure, caught a very frustrated figure in the game itself. And, he was, once he was, thrown out the game, lo and behold, the same person you talked about last weekend, Trossard, came in and gave us a goal. See, what do you have to say about Martinelli? Is this form becoming something of a questionable stuff going on down
Yeah.
there? What can you say?
I mean, it's an issue. It's an issue, and I mean, tomorrow I'd start Trossard. He scored a big game at home to open his account for Arsenal. Was a big goal. That should have been
Wait, so you
winning
don't
goal.
trust him? You don't trust him to start? Is that
I'm
what
not
you're
going to say I
saying?
don't trust him to start, but I'm going to say the form that he's in,
You can't eat your cake and have it, bro. No. You have to be on one.
All right, the form that he's in right now, I don't trust him to start. I don't trust him to start in the form. It's a big game.
Now you're talking,
Champions
bro.
League final. We need to win tomorrow. So to me, Trossard will start. We'll give Trossard the usual 60, 65 minutes. I mean, Trossard might get a whole game. And you might be surprised. To me, I think we need to try something different tomorrow. If we're struggling to get goals, maybe Nketiah comes off, maybe Martinelli goes up front. But we need to try something. But in terms of his form, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure really what's going on. I mean, even this thing where he does, right? Where he comes down the wing and he cuts in and he tries to bend it in the corner. I know he had one of those kind of snapshots against Brentford, but even coming in and picking the precise passes and linking up and the 1-2s and giving it and getting it back, he's just not the same guy. He's just not the same guy.
He's not just the same guy. See, Greg, what do you think about this Martinelli issue? Can you just take it up from where Weeza left it off? And, let's talk about it. It's open season now. We can just chime into the talks together. What's really going on with this guy? Because we really have to talk about this. It's very serious. Shout out to Craig AFC, MUFC Global. Oregon Gunner is a friend of mine, a member of this channel, and a big backer of mine and a friend of mine. Go subscribe to his gaming channel. Oregon Gunner, big ups to you. I would see you after the ManCity game, because we have to have a show. Oregon Gunner. Crispy Zinga, big ups to you. Thank you for showing up. It says 3 points in trouble. Crispy Zinga says, 3 points in trouble. Nketiah in the room. See, man, I hope we could sing that, bros. Nketiah in the room. I hope we could sing that, my brother. I hope we could sing that. Bagav, also a good friend of mine and a backer of mine. Big ups to you. He says, "Let's go Champions League today." Okay, we're not in the Champions League. Oregon Gunner, big ups to you, man. Big ups. Yeah, Craig. What in God's name is happening to Martinelli?
But I feel like
What is
when he
going
came
on?
up,
What is this?
I feel like when he came up from the World Cup, he didn't play a lot of games in the World Cup. I could understand Brazil has a good team, but since he's come up from the World Cup, he hasn't been the same player. He looks doesn't look like he's on it
Very
at all.
questionable.
Yeah,
That's the
it looks.
fact. Mm.
I don't know if he's tired. And what the thing I'm worried about is he's been overplayed. One thing you have to worry about if he continue playing and he's not scoring, and if he might get injured, and then that's another problem. So maybe you should just rest him for tomorrow. Play Trossard instead, because Trossard had a good impact when he came on the other day. Got a goal. I thought like, he had a couple of shots as well, unlucky and didn't go in. So I thought maybe you have to change it up a bit now and give somebody else a chance and see what he can do.
And see what he can do, yeah. But again, Weeza, you were talking about Zichenko's game actually kind of like affecting the kind of game that Martinelli plays. Could you take us through that? Explain that for us, because I'm not
Yeah,
understanding that.
yeah. Basically, what people are saying was because sometimes Zinchenko will go all the way from the left. He might be in the center of midfield or even on the right. So basically,
On
then
the
that
right, yeah.
leaves Martinelli in a position where he's kind of playing wing back. Because if Zinchenko's not there, obviously you are expecting Xhaka to tuck in, but Xhaka hasn't really got the legs. Do you know what I mean? So then it leaves him a lot to do defensively, but again,
Defensively.
to me, that doesn't, I mean, I know you can be tired, but these are young guys. Do you know what I mean? These are young guys. We're out the FA Cup, we're out the League Cup. It's only really the Premier League and Europa League. So it's 2 games. And at the same time, we've got Trossard. So we can rotate. Smith Rowe might be coming back. He's someone else that can play out there as well. So to me, I mean, I'm going to put it this way. No matter what happens, this bus has to keep moving. It has to keep moving. So whether we're going to play him or we're going to try other people.
It has to keep moving. I have to keep moving fast now because we don't have any time for excuses at the time. If Man City gets one on us tomorrow, if they get a win tomorrow, of course we'll draw on points. But of course, with the goal margin they have, they're on top of the league table. Greg, what do you
Yeah.
say? See, we have to hit the ground running tomorrow. Craig, it's simple. What do you think about our striking position? Our striking position in that Brentford match, and do you think Nketiah should have this game gifted to him against Man City come Wednesday? What did you
Well,
see about Nketiah? Are you confident about him leading the line against Man City?
we have nobody else to lead the line. That's the problem. We can't put anybody else up top. So Nketiah, you have to put Nketiah up top. We have nobody. If Jesus is fit, Jesus will start tomorrow, but he's not fit. So we're gonna have to keep the tried and trusted for now until Gabriel Jesus is back and ready again. So he could try put maybe Martinelli through the middle and put Trossard on the left.
That's word on the street. Word on the street.
Mm,
People are saying, let's see if Martinelli could work out. Let's try and fix this guy.
mm.
As a front man and see how we can tweak things over. But are you confident with that, Craig? Are you
I've never seen him
confident
put Martinelli through the middle.
with Martinelli as a number 9?
Well, we haven't tried it before, so it's always good to try new things and see what happens.
Oh,
So,
we've tried it before, actually. In the game against Chelsea, can you remember that goal he scored against Chelsea some few years ago, where he had to
yeah,
run the whole
Run
channel
through
to
the
get
whole, yeah.
run through the whole, and got that goal. We played him as a number 9. We've seen him blossom in something like that. Of course, naturally, he's not a natural striker; he's a gifted winger. But again,
mm,
with players like Martinelli, mostly with Martinelli, that we've just had. See, mind you, guys, we just handed Martinelli a new deal. This guy just got a new deal, a new 5-year deal. So he's not someone that I'm very, very happy to
mm,
say start from the bench. This guy was given a 5-year deal 2 weeks ago. Wizard and
mm.
Craig. It's not something that we should be laughing about, or that we should be okay, let him start from the bench because he should be playing to like appease the fans and let the fans know that, you know what, yeah, thanks for this deal. I'll give my all to to you. If not, it will bring vibes of it will bring Ozil vibes back in.
Mm.
It will bring the
Mm.
Aubameyang vibes in. Given a new contract, Aubameyang, his head is turned. He stops scoring goals. Ozil, give him a new contract. He gets lazy, starts acting up, can't score goals, can't even help us in the midfield where is his main job, can't do anything, can't
Mm.
run again, can't man mark people, and just stopped running at the end of the day. And mind you, all this thing started after a deal was gifted to these guys. Do you think that you're confident with Martinelli starting from the bench? Because that's another side of the question we also need to look at. It's okay, it's good and okay bringing Trossard in. I want that. But are you confident? Are you happy about allowing a player like Martinelli start from the bench?
Yeah, I
New
feel
5 year deal.
like I feel like sometimes players go through dips, and to me, even if you look at Salah, he's not great playing
Mm,
through the middle. He's not great playing for the middle. He's great playing
true.
from the wide positions where he can cut in and do his thing. And I feel like
Mm,
Martinelli is the same player. But to be honest, sometimes putting someone on the bench is not a bad thing. We just got to relight the fire somehow because clearly the fire's died
mm,
out. Do you know what I mean? He's not doing the things. If you look at the first few games of the season, when he's actually taking on players, embarrassing players, a bit of Brazilian flair, we're not really seeing that right now. You're seeing him get the
you're
ball,
right
maybe
now,
knock it back
yeah.
to Zinchenko, stay in the same place, get it back, and then maybe pass it inside. He's not really taking on players. And to me, that's what's missing from his game. I need you to skin players. Take them on a bit of Brazilian flair, do the things that make us happy as fans, get us on our toes in the
Mm,
stadium, and do the things that's been
mm.
working for him. And he's not really sticking to that. So to go back to the
He's not
bench,
really sticking to that.
yeah, watch Trossard play and just get that fire thinking, you know what, I really would have wanted to play this game. And just, you never know, he might come on and score a goal tomorrow. Do you know what I mean?
See, Craig Matthews, what's your ideal kind of like change? Because see, it's dawned on the Arsenal faithfuls, it's dawned on us, the big three guns down here, that changes needs to happen. We need to spice it up a little bit. We need to change the whole routine a little bit. Are you okay with Martinelli coming as a number 9 in order to accommodate Trossard in the left hand side?
Well, if it can work, you could try it. If it doesn't work, then you're gonna have to go back to plan A again. But I thought it's everything in life. You have to make changes sometimes. If it's not working, try something different and see if it works. It's always a gamble, but sometimes you have to make that gamble sometimes from time to time. So you know what I mean. Good teams know how to win. So
To you, Weza, do you think spicing things up will amount to us throwing our footballing philosophy away? Do you think bringing in Martinelli to number 9 and allowing Trossard to blossom in the wing side from the left, do you think it changes? It throws our plan A and plan B away? Do you think we'll be going into plan C, or do you look at it from a point of, you know what, we've not performed in the last 3-4 games quite well, and we need to spice things up and we need to ring in these changes? Is that how you want to see it, or how else would you want to see it?
I feel like we need to spice things up. If you remember the Everton game,
Mm,
all the goal kicks, they did long kicks.
mm,
There's all the kicks. They're saying we're not going to allow Arsenal to put pressure on us and win the ball back here. We'll rather kick the ball up, let them win it up there, but they still got to break us down. The same thing with
mm.
Brentford. Long kicks. Ivan Toney's either trying to chest it or flick it on. They're
Or
not
flick it on,
allowing
yeah.
us. Yeah, they're not allowing us to press from the front, gain the ball.
Mm,
Because if you watch our games, there's a lot of goals that we scored this season, which is pressing from the front, forcing them into
hmm
mistakes,
hmm
then gaining the ball and breaking them down and scoring goals because everyone's out of
But we
position.
don't have the man to do that, right? We don't have a Gabriel Jesus who could actually press from the front.
Well,
Nketiah just keep moving on a lateral line. He can't press. He doesn't have any understanding of the gameplay. He's just that kind of striker that is a fox in the box. He's just that kind of
yeah.
striker that just want to get a clean pass and is in the 18-yard box. And if you give it to him, he will try to score. But that's just the thing about his game. If we had someone maybe like Gabriel Jesus, is that kind of person that will cause chaos around the 18-yard box. He would run, he would turn, he will use his shoulder, he will turn, he will move in circles, and he could dribble. But nketiah, it's a one-way street. No dribbles, just a goal poacher.
Yeah, I mean that's his strength. That's what I was saying last week. And I mean, you've described it the best way. He's just a fox in the box. Outside the box, it's like, well, what are you doing there? I think he took a shot. He tried to take a shot and it just blew right into the stands. So yeah, to me, we've got to spice it up. We've got to change. Like I said, Champions League final. I'm not sure how good Arsenal will be at chasing Man City. I'm not sure how we will do chasing.
Bro, you've just opened a can of worms right now, bro. That's bombs you've just thrown in. But see, Craig, it's simple. This match against Man City tomorrow, they come to the carpet tomorrow. Does that game tomorrow, do you think that game is the title decider tomorrow? Do you think whoever wins that game is going to go on to win the league? Or do you think that game is just a small game, in a bigger pond, because Manchester City still have this FA Cups to play. They still have this Champions League coming up soon. They will have to dedicate most of their resources down there. And they might also, in turn, have a little bit of a lapse when it comes to the Premier League. So what's the importance of this game tomorrow?
I think it's a massive game.
From the Arsenal standpoint.
I think it's a massive game. I think whoever wins the game goes on to win the league. I feel that if we have to win tomorrow, we can't lose to City tomorrow, because that will give them the. Remember then when they always seem to, if they've been second for a long time now, so if they win tomorrow, they go top, and then we go down. Our confidence is going to go straight down. It's going to be hard to pick players up confidence wise. So I feel like we have to go all out blazing and go out for the win tomorrow. Just go and beat them, so they can lose a bit of confidence, and then they can go for the Champions League or whatever else they want to win. So I feel that we should go for the league.
Can I just chime in on that? Yeah.
Please chime in on that. Let's see what you have.
You know what it is? I feel like there's still a lot of games to go, and Man City are not going to go on this run that everyone's talking about. They're not going to go on this run. I mean, to me, and the question I'll ask you two before I continue, would we want to play Man City tomorrow with Haaland playing up front or with Alvarez playing up front?
That's a good question.
To me, I'd rather play them with Haaland up front, because they're having a problem trying to structure their game to suit him. Whereas Alvarez, he does have some.
Haaland might have a bone to pick against us. It might just, we might just rile him up the wrong way, and of course,
and I get it,
he has his countryman down there, Odegaard. He could just be very angry and just want to, make a statement. And of course, that statement might be on us. Arsenal, the gift that, that keeps on giving, might just open it up for Ireland. And again, with Saliba's form right now, just imagine if he couldn't win those duels against Ivan Toney.
Haaland's going to be like,
you don't even need to finish the sentence.
Guys, we're in for it tomorrow, man. We're in for it tomorrow, guys.
Oh, but what's been going on? Because all of a sudden now, Kevin De Bruyne is back in the team. Bernardo Silva, it's like he just gave them a rest and thought, you know what, let me just try something. But you know what, come the business end, you're all back in. They're all back in. They're all back in the squad. Foden's back.
Foden is back, and Foden has an excellent record against Arsenal. These guys will be ready, up and running. See, Greg, in that matchup tomorrow, do you see any ray of light? Is there any hope? Because you know what, this would have been easy if we actually did anything against Brentford. if we opt out a game against Brentford, you know, or if we got even a good result against Everton. But coming from this, for me, that game against Brentford was a loss. So coming in from this, you know, back-to-back losses, and of course, remember that loss we had against ManCity in the FA Cup. How confident are you going into this matchup?
50-50. I'll be honest with you,
50-50.
50-50.
Okay.
Half of me feels
Okay.
confident, the other half of me feels like, oh, I'm not sure, but I'm an Arsenal man, so I'm always going to back my team. So I think players like Saka's going to has to have a big game tomorrow to get a goal or two. The front three are going to have to do very well. Our defense is going to have to be very solid against if Haaland plays against Haaland and whoever plays up front. So we're going to have to stop Mahrez as well. And we've got De Bruyne has got a good record against us, scored a couple of goals against us. So we've got the players that we need to just mark them out the game well. But see at the back look very shaky though. Like Carl Walker recently looked very, very shaky. I'll say when they play Aston Villa the other day, they look very shaky at the back. So I feel like we have a chance where we could take them on at the back, and the goalkeeper doesn't look in form either. So I would say go and hit them on the counter attack and just get some early goals and try not to concede any. That's the only way we're going to beat them. Got to be all in their faces for the whole game and take it from there.
And take it from there. But see, Wizard, let's go into some, you know, technicalities of that game tomorrow. Yeah. See, this game is not going to be like the Everton game. It's not going to be like the Brentford game. These guys are not going to structure themselves like that. You know, they lead from the front. They're going to be on our neck. You know, of course, see, when any team sees what Everton did to us, see what Brentford did to us, you know, they would fancy their lot against Arsenal. They want to come out, you know, and of course, when it's the champions and you know how they play, these guys, it's all possession football. They're going to come out. They want to snap our necks come tomorrow. What do you think Arsenal should do? Do you think we should match fire for fire? Do we have the personnel to actually go fire for fire with them at home? What do you think, Weeza? How do you see that happening? Because you know it's not going to be the same kind of gameplay Everton and Brentford brought to the table. These guys, they lead from the front. They want to step on your necks.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing Arteta hasn't shown us yet. He hasn't shown us that he can win a game playing a different style of football. So to me, I think both ManCity and Arsenal are going to go toe-to-toe tomorrow. So for the neutral, it's going to be a fantastic game of football. The ball's going to be on the floor. It's going to be moving. You're going to see the patterns. You're going to see the triangles. But, I mean, it's going to be a game of very fine margins. It's going to be about making players come out of their positions and then getting in between the lines. I mean, Odegaard's going to have to step up tomorrow. He's going to need a big game. Partey's going to need a big game tomorrow.
Oh, Odegaard, he needs a big game tomorrow.
We're going to need to see Xhaka back. I don't think that Saka's been that off. As I said to you guys on Friday, they keep doubling up on him. Brentford done the same thing. Every time he got the ball and he looked up, there's two guys there. Do you know what I mean? But we did see Ben White give him a bit more support. And Odegaard a lot more than at Everton. I feel like at Everton he wasn't coming forward at all. But yeah, I'm confident. I mean, I don't feel like this is the same ManCity as last season and a few seasons before. This is definitely a different Arsenal. We're at home, where we haven't lost this season.
Brother, I like your chest, bro.
We're at home.
A lot of chest down there, bro.
We're at home where we haven't lost this season, and I still believe that we're not that far off where we was before. It's just to kind of relight that fire, keep the ball on the floor, keep the ball moving, and find the gaps. You have to find the gaps. But at the same time, like I said, it's about taking their players, and that's something I always say that Jesus does. Jesus will be able to take Laporte out of his centre-back position because he's drifted into midfield. Laporte's trying to be close up on him, give him no space, and then all of a sudden he's taken the ball down out of the air, past it, and he's on the move. Now there's a hole there. And then even then, once he gets in the hole, we can still look for Saka or you can look for Martinelli. So we just need to stick to what we've been doing. But again, I don't know if that's a good thing. I feel like I'd love to see a different gameplay from Arteta tomorrow, just because Man City won't be expecting it. They'll be expecting us to come out toe for toe with them.
Toe to toe, right? Yeah, exactly. See, Craig, yeah, before we go into the chart, yeah. See, is it a shame for us to actually tweak the kind of formation we play? See, there's no shame in defending, right? Even if you're at
Mhm.
home, there's no shame in making sure that you have a tightly knit defensive setup. There's no shame in going on a something like, let's say, a 4-2-2, a 4-4-2. Sorry,
Mm.
there's no shame. You're at home. Make sure that you don't concede these silly goals that we're just conceding, and we're home. It doesn't mean you could see even go on a 4-5-1, close down the midfield, against this guy, choke that midfield so that it will be a midfield battle. The winner takes it all. What's your idea on this?
I agree
Or
with
do you
you. I
think we
feel
should
like
leave ourselves open and go face these champions that are ready? Because Pep Guardiola looks angry in the press conference. These guys, man, they're
mm,
ready to go. They're ready to go.
I feel like we should change the formation a bit. Not don't be similar to them, because if we get open up early, they could score early goal. If they score early goal, they're gonna do is they're not gonna score for a second. They're gonna like try and hit like this have possession throughout the whole game. Like when they beat us in the FA Cup, when they scored the goal, they didn't go for the second or third goal. They just kept possession in the midfield, back to the defense, back to the midfield, and just rotated the possession. So we have to score early, and if you have to score early or score late in the game and just defend. As you say, keep it nice and tight for the whole game. If you have to keep a clean sheet, keep a clean sheet, because Man City can score from anywhere in the pitch. They can score, so we have to be very careful
Yeah,
with that tomorrow. Yeah.
very careful with that. Yeah. See, Wizard. Yeah. See, of course, you've touched a little bit on Haaland. Yeah. See, Haaland is a little bit questionable for that game tomorrow. Even in the press conference today, Pep Guardiola, they asked him question based on Haaland, and of course his words. Of course, it's not the direct quote, but I'll just mumble the words and scribble it out. He was just saying something like he wasn't sure if it's gonna feature. Is a little bit questionable, but he came for training. He recovered yesterday a little bit, trying to recover yesterday. He came in for a light training today, and usually he should train with other people. I heard he didn't train with other guys, so it is a little bit questionable for the game. But again, do you think this is just mind games
Yeah, I
from
was gonna say
the
that.
master of mind
Yeah.
games himself, hatching another plot to actually take Arsenal's head off? Do you think all this is mind games?
Yeah, I
Using
mean
Haaland as a wild card?
it's a massive Premier League game. It's first
Hmm.
versus second, and if second win, they could go first. So he's not gonna want to give away, everything. He's gonna want to talk in riddles and gives us swings and roundabouts. But I mean, at the end of the day, we looked impressive in the FA Cup. They beat us
Yeah.
1-0. Haaland was on. We kept him
Mm.
quiet. Like I said, I know Saliba and Gabriel, they haven't been up to scratch, but they know tonight going to bed, they know they need to have a good game. I don't feel like the Premier League is lost yet. I feel like there's a lot of games. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of swings and roundabout, a lot of twists and turns still. I think Man City still
Mm.
got to play Man United. Do you know what I mean? And Man United they're looking very
No,
crazy right
no,
now.
no. I don't think so. No, no, no.
Oh, they
I
played them
think
twice
no.
already.
Man United. See, Man United have played them home and away
Oh
this
wow.
season. They
Oh
have.
wow.
Actually, Man
Okay.
United have an easy route to this title. Like,
Don't say that.
they
Don't
have a
say that. Don't
chance
say that.
right now. No, they have bro, they have it right now because they don't have Tottenham Hotspurs to play again. I think maybe they need to play Tottenham Hotspurs one more time or so. I don't know. But I think it's one. Uh, they've played Arsenal, home and away. They've played Man City, home and away.
Mm.
Liverpool.
I think they got to play
Mm, I,
Liverpool again.
I think they got to play
They got to play
Liverpool,
Liverpool
and
again.
of course Liverpool just had a tweak, in the Matrix yesterday. Mind you, they won the game against Everton. That might be just something that might just, some of their fans still believe, that they might go on this run,
Mm.
on this 17-game run
Yeah.
that could hand them, let's say top four. Who knows? But let's see. Craig, yeah, chime in on this, yeah. This Haaland issue. Do you look at it like mind games, or do you see it like he's gonna play either way?
Could be mind games. He doesn't because he knows Arteta very well. Arteta knows that he's playing tomorrow. Arsenal will have a plan to stop Haaland, so he's just saying that he's not going to play just to keep it like, he's not going. He might not play, so let's just not tell everyone what's going on. So tomorrow you might see him on the bus, come to the stadium, see he's there, ready to play. So you never know. Pep is very smart, so I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, extremely smart. But are you going to be more confident of Arsenal winning if an Haaland starts, just like what Weeza was saying? Would you be more comfortable if an Alvarez starts that game? Julian Alvarez, the Argentine World Cup winning guy, of course, brimming with confidence, running around, trying to score goals everywhere. Of course, he's put in lots of goals this season already. Even if it's that young, he just came into the league, he's scoring goals. That's what he does. He scores goals. He's won the World Cup, of course, with Argentina. He came back, it looks like a gladiator already. He's a centurion already in the international stage, and right now is there for ManCity. He has also put up some goals for them. Keeps on scoring. So either of the two, we're still in soup. But which one are you more? Which one do you fancy your chances against?
Haaland. The reason I say that because Alvarez has got a good movement. He's very quick. His movement is very quick. And against Gabriel and Saliba, if they're not alert, he just goes past them. So I think Haaland, he can handle it. Because Haaland is a physical guy. It's a big physical guy. He's not quicker than Alvarez. So Alvarez is more quicker. So if like when FA Cup, when Rob Holding kind of
Rob Holding, oh no,
yeah.
oh Jesus Christ,
No.
I actually banned that name on this channel, but I give you benefit of the doubt, bro.
when he did what he did to him in the game, he didn't really have a good game against us Haaland when Arnold Haaland kind of roughed them off a bit. So I think playing against Haaland, you have to like keep on to him, don't give him any space to move because his movement is very good. It's excellent movement. So that's what we've got to worry about, I would say. But Alvarez is more quicker and he can play more like on the left, right, or through the middle, so you can move around. So that's what we have to worry about.
Genuinely, should we be worried about that? Chime in on that point, Weeza. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all Haaland. I'm all Haaland. I felt that they did a decent job with him in the FA Cup, which was at the Etihad as well. We got to state that. But tomorrow we're at home where we're comfortable. We haven't lost there. And we like I said, we just need to go back to the things that was working before, which is keeping the ball on the grounds, moving the ball out to the wings quickly, and then using that new position for Xhaka for him to get in between the lines to help create. And that's what we haven't been doing. Like you said, we said it Friday, Xhaka hasn't been the same, but it's because he's not getting into that advanced position. He's not getting
that
there.
he normally used to go to, at the start of the season. But yeah, good, because you've just taken us into our next topic. It's our midfield. Our midfield have been bereft of ideas, for some couple of games now. And of course, we have to bring in Thomas Partey into this. We have to bring in Granit Xhaka into this. And of course, Martin Odegaard. And our midfield, what should happen? Weeza, I would like you to take a lead on this one. What should be tweaked with these guys? Is it something more of a mental, like a mentality kind of issue, or is it that we've just lost ideas in the middle of the park?
I feel again that spark that we were seeing in Odegaard hasn't quite been there. I feel like he's trying, but again, he's trying too hard, which then affects Partey being behind him and affects Xhaka, which is most of the time next to him. When you've got a centre midfielder who's also your captain, who's trying things and losing the ball, but you got Partey already ready to receive the ball from him, and Xhaka taking up the advanced position. When teams counter us, where's Xhaka? He's not in the game. Where's Partey? He's not in the game because he's not the quickest. So, I mean, for me, I mean, Kevin De Bruyne's not that quick. Bernardo's not that quick. Do you know what I mean? Well, sorry, Silva's not that quick. So, for me, I wouldn't tweak the midfield. I wouldn't tweak. I'd keep it how it has been because, again,
How it has been, yeah.
those been the three guys that we've been relying on this season. But again, like I said, I would put Trossard in. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to start Nketiah. I would start Nketiah, but I would make an early substitution for Martinelli to go up front if it's not going right. Because again, the important thing about this game is going to be us scoring goals, which we've been struggling in the last few weeks. We scored one goal, which was from our new signing, which is Trossard. If Trossard doesn't come in on Saturday, do we score? I'm not sure. So I mean, he has to. That's, to me, if I'm a manager, that's your reward for coming off the bench, being patient since you've got to Arsenal, and obviously playing back up to Martinelli Gabrielli to come on Saturday, which was a massive game and score. To me, here's your reward. You get to start a game, Martinelli. So on the bench, hopefully
You get to start a game,
That's what
exactly.
he deserves.
See, that's what he deserves. See, Craig, this is very simple, ManCity. These guys, when they played us against, when we played against them on for that FA Cup game, they use their second string, team. If Diaz is not playing, these guys, they got Stones. If Stones is not there, Akanji is there. If Akanji is not there, hocus pocus, Netanyahu appears from nowhere. These guys have up to at least 4 teams. Like, you can just have separate 4 teams. With the resources those guys have. See, is our window coming back? Is our transfer window coming back to bite us and haunt us right now? Because look at Arsenal right now. Look at the bench for that game against Brentford. We brought in this Portuguese guy, Fabio Vieira, the Portuguese international. We brought him in, and bro, nothing. No changes, nothing. But ManCity can look at the bench and say, you know what? Okay, Kevin, just come back into the frame. Come back.
Warm up.
Warm up. And he's there. Could start scoring. Mind you, we've not talked about Laporte. Laporte is also down there, So, see, what do you think? Arsenal bench, do you think it's coming back to haunt us right now? Because when mikelarteta looks at his first 11 and there's no answer and people shut us down, in which Manchester City might shut us down, of course, with our plan A, definitely. Do you look to that bench and are you inspired by what you see?
We haven't got a strong bench, to be honest with you. I haven't got a strong bench at all. Like, Vieira hasn't really. He's had a 1 out of 5 games. He's got 1 good game out of 5. To be honest with you, he scored a good goal against Brentford. Did one game in the Europa League. I know he's still young, but he hasn't really been consistent enough this season. To be honest, I don't think he's physically ready for the Premier League to play regular 90-minute games. When he comes on, it doesn't look like he can make an impact. He had a good game in the FA Cup as well against Oxford when he set up nketiah for the 2 goals. But other from that, he hasn't really been, for the amount of money he paid for him, hasn't really been the type of guy that if Xhaka or anybody gets injured or needs to come off, that it will make an impact as an impact sub. So you're not really. And Smith Rowe's been unlucky with injuries this season. He'd be our go-to guy because last season he started a lot of games and he scored a lot of goals and he came off the bench as well. He's been injured. Who else on the bench? We've got this young kid on the bench, 17-year-old on the bench, hardly played. He's always on the bench regularly, hasn't played. You've got 2 defenders on the bench. You've got Rob Holden and the new Polish defender.
My God.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't really got We haven't really got, and then got
Weeza is having a good laugh.
and
See the bench. It doesn't inspire fear. That's the
no.
problem. It
Mm,
doesn't inspire fear because ManCity could look at the bench and bring in a Bernardo Silva. They could
mm,
look at that bench and bring in a Grealish. They could look at
mm,
it. Maris, come and play. They have all these players, all these gifted technical players who are just waiting to say, yes, sir. And they're getting there like soldiers. They're just waiting. Hey, Bernardo Silva, yes, sir. And they get in
mm.
there. Yes, sir. Go, get on to go. Yes, sir. And it just goes. But mikelarteta will look at his bench right now and he looks at Fabio Vieira and he's like, ugh. So
Listen,
sometimes when he doesn't make changes,
Yeah.
in the 75th minute, in the
you
65th
get it.
minute, when we fans want him to actually execute changes and make this, you kind of feel for him, right? But again, you can say he's also a partaker in this because, bro, we should have sorted these things out in the transfer window.
Mm.
And I'm sorry, we didn't do it.
Mm.
We didn't do it. Wizard, what do you think? Chime in on what Craig said. What do you
Yeah,
think in terms of the
yeah. I mean,
bench?
yeah. For me, it's not the greatest bench. But when you look at, Jesus coming back, trying to regain his
Mm,
fitness, you've also got Emil Smith Rowe as well,
coming back,
um,
yeah.
coming back as well. You've got Trossard who's on that bench as well.
Mm.
And then you've also got Jorginho as well on that bench. So
Georgie,
if
I've
you
even forgotten that we got.
when
Oh
you
God.
when you look at the names, it's not a strong bench, but there's a few players that can have some sort of an impact. I mean, I don't think Eddie Nketiah is the best sub. My thing for Eddie Nketiah is always it's all good Arsenal being 2-0 up and you scored the third goal. But what about when
Mm,
it's 0-0? We need
yeah,
a goal. Where
we
are
need
you
a goal.
then? Where are you
Mm,
then?
true.
That's my thing in terms of Eddie. So I mean, yeah, we should have got a striker in January. There was a lot of talk in the summer about Tielemans um, being obviously down to a couple months in his contract, but we didn't pursue that. We didn't pursue that. That would have been someone good to come in as well
What
right
about
now.
JoaoFelix? See, what about JoaoFelix? Look at what
Mm,
he's already starting to score goals for Chelsea Football Club. And
mm.
can you believe it that Arsenal Football Club, yeah, we financed, we actually financed him going to Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah, yeah.
We were afraid of getting him because of the cost,
Mm.
it to accrue. But we actually ended up paying for that transfer because we brought in Jorginho for
Jorginho, we
12
helped them
million
out.
pounds, the same
Yeah,
amount of money, that they used to get JoaoFelix.
but that,
It's shocking.
But that's what I'm saying. That's
It's
that's where
shocking.
the problem lies there. I mean, Arsenal, I've always said, if we want to play with the big boys, because we are a big boy, but if we want to play with the big boys, we have to spend money. We have to, and I've always said that doesn't mean we have to go and spend 106 million on someone that just had a great World Cup. I'm not saying that, but I
Mm,
mean, even my guy from Brentford that was playing up front with Ivan Toney, he's a decent
mm,
player. He's going to give you. Sometimes you need someone that's going to give you 120% every game. Some players, they're very
yeah,
technical. If they don't feel like it's going right for them from the first five,
yeah.
10 minutes, they're having an off game. Some guys, no matter whether they're having a good game or not, even if I'm not doing good attacking, I'm going to give everything
Mm,
defensively. And that's
defensively.
something that we're missing at Arsenal. It's not about always about ability. Do you know what I mean? It's about what you're
Yeah,
willing to let happen and what you're not willing to let happen. And again,
until it
even
happened.
when Brentford scored, I didn't see that same confidence of, come on, guys, let the fans get behind us. We
Let the
scored.
fans
I
get
didn't, I
behind.
didn't see
Yeah.
that. I didn't
Hmm.
see that, and that was very worrying because again, I felt the togetherness and the unity together between the players,
Together, yeah, and the
the fans
fans,
at the
yeah.
Emirates.
Yeah,
That's
we
one
shouldn't
thing
let
that's
that
really
drop because, of course,
it's very important. It's very. I mean, even
very
Leicester.
important.
If you think about the season that Leicester won,
Mm,
neutrals. That's teams was not in the fight. They're thinking this was quite good if Leicester win it because
yeah,
we're seeing the team together. You're seeing the unity around the stadium, and you feel something. You know, I've
You
been
feel
Emirates a few
something, right?
times. I've been Emirates a few times this season, and the feeling there. I mean, I took my
Mm,
son to his first game, and we're just walking outside
yeah.
the Emirates, and fans are coming up to him like, he's like, Dad, do they know it's my first game? I'm like, no, but the feeling here is
The
whoever's wearing
feeling,
this
yeah,
shirt is your friends.
is your
And
friend.
we need to get back to that on the pitch and involving the fans. The 12th man is very important. 12th man,
It's
we've got
very
to be
important. They're
singing
very
and
important.
dancing and banging those drums tomorrow. We've got to make it uncomfortable for Man City. Do you know what I mean?
See, Greg, yeah, let me tweak your mind a little bit, yeah. Let me have a little bit of a nickel with your brains here. See, uh Jorginho, yeah. I expected Jorginho to come in the 70 something minute after we got our goal in Brentford. See, there are other teams, yeah, when they score a goal, their coach immediately, quickly, they shut up shop. They closed that mid. Tony and Mbuemo, for me, are at least one of the most deadly duo, in the Premiership this season. Trust me, man. These guys are deadly. But you know what? Yeah, those guys were having a field day. Good. Somehow, out of the run of play, we scored a goal with trossard. Yeah, good and okay. I was thinking that Jorginho will come in and close shop. Just bring him in and make sure you choke that midfield, close up shop, and make sure that even if they penetrate towards that midfield, it's going to be a very, very dogged fight. It didn't happen. So somehow those guys got past it. Tony went on to score a goal. Good. Now in this game against Man City, do you think Jorginho should have a cameo, on this one because it's a more defensive-minded kind of midfield player. He can at least, mind you, he's an experienced player. He's won stuff with Italy, and I think he's won the Europa League. A couple of games, a couple of tournaments with Chelsea Football Club. So of course, he has the experience to cater things like this of big games too. Do you think we should call on his expertise in this game? Choke that midfield since he's a more defensive-minded kind of guy. Sacrifice one of our forward players and bring him in. Do you think Mikelarteta is thinking towards that area, or should we just open up the midfield and leave out Jorginho? What do you think? What's Jorginho's role in this team, and do you see it working up tomorrow? Should we bring him to the game tomorrow?
Well, I feel like if we're winning the game and we're getting towards the 80th, 70th, 75th or 80th minute or 60th minute and we scored a goal, I would say take up one of the full players and, as you said, and put Jorginho in just for the experience to help Partey with legs and help Jacko and help Odegaard. I think he's just try to shot the whole midfield. Have them forward that midfield and then just say, you know what, they're not going to get past us. We're going to make sure we shut it down. Maybe we should have done that against Brentford when we got 1-0, actually brought him on for his experience. Maybe we wouldn't concede the goal. It's in hindsight now because the game's over now, but maybe today, maybe tomorrow, we should bring in Jorginho in the second half once we're winning the game, and just to kill time, game management, and everything like that as well. So yeah, I think we should definitely bring him on. Why did we buy him? What's the point of us buying him if we're not going to use him?
If we're not going to use him, right? Good, because he's on an 18-month contract. That's almost a 2-year contract. And if we pay big money for him, because trust me, man, 12 million is still, it's a little bit of a quid, 12 million, bro. So it's something, So if we dish out that amount of money, we should be using him. But see, that same question goes to you too, Weeza. Do you think he should have a cameo, or do you think he should start from the onset? And choking up that midfield, do you think Mikel Arteta will look towards that area in saying, you know what, this is Manchester City. I would like to be very, very careful and just shut up shop even from the start and catch them on the break rather than going man for man and battle for battle, because you can't do that with Man City. You can't. They might rip us apart because we don't have the personnel to do that.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the issues I have with Arsenal. We're always trying to play football the sexy way. And sometimes you have to do what we've seen Newcastle do to us. You have to do what
Mm,
you see Everton do to like you have to nullify the threats. Do you know what I mean? If you know that a lot
yeah.
of the goals have come from things that Kevin De Bruyne is doing, who's man
Mm.
marking Kevin De Bruyne tomorrow? Who's making
Hmm.
sure he doesn't
Oh
get
my,
in the
good
hole?
question.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So, I would go toe to toe because we're at home. To me, to play Jorginho and Partey together would be at the Etihad. Maybe put five in the midfield and one up front. Maybe
Hmm.
at the Etihad. But tomorrow at home, nah, we need to
We
do our
need
thing. But
to.
again, there's nothing wrong with a few tweaks. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, Zinchenko for the first 15 minutes, sit back. Ben White for the first
Oh,
15 minutes, sit back. Just keep it
okay.
solid.
Oh, okay. I want to hear from two of you now. Like we can interchange. We can talk. This has no turns now. Anyone can talk. See, what do you think about this Zechenko, Kiri, and Tierney? Because some people are already saying that there's an agenda, against Kiri and Tierney. That why is he not playing? Uh,
It's because of
do
what
you think the man? Yeah,
Zinchenko brings to the
yeah,
team.
exactly. So, see, Craig, what do you think? Like, should we be sacrificing the Zichenko and bringing a Kyrian? Because I do believe he offers something different to our team. But is he the best person to have down there?
Well, his performance this season has not been as good as Shevchenko. Some games you would start a Kieran, but I wouldn't start him tomorrow because Shevchenko knows how ManCity play. He knows if he played with the players for a long time, so he knows how the system is. So he could kind of. Well, obviously, if it's not working, then you can make that change. But I
Can
feel
make
like
that
you wouldn't.
change, right?
You can make that change, but I feel like if you do it tomorrow, it'll be like he hasn't played for a while. I know he's been solid the last couple of games, but I'd rather see Shevchenko start tomorrow. But if it doesn't work, you can always change it at half time. If it doesn't work.
But
So
but again, that's where you missed the
Where's
trick.
yeah?
That's where you missed the trick. This season, you've got 5 subs.
mm,
Yeah, you got 5 subs because
Hmm.
it's a World Cup. Yeah.
Hmm.
So to me, that's part of the trick as well. You have to use the 5 subs. So there's nothing wrong with saying Zinchenko, go out there for 60 minutes and kill yourself. Because as soon as you're tired, we've
You
got
have
we've got
to.
Teeny to come on. And that's
mm.
the trick we're missing.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You
Utilizing
have
the
to.
5 subs.
You have
Because
to.
again,
You have to.
sorry to go back, but
No
Vieira,
props,
that
man.
cross, remember the last minute of that Brentford
Hmm.
game and we had a free kick and Vieira
Yeah.
literally crosses the ball, literally passes it straight to Brentford's goalkeeper and then the full-time whistle goes. It's like if you can't even cross the
Oh,
ball, I would have been a sub for that. Just sub me on, let me just cross the ball so someone can try to
let me
do
just
something.
cross the
You
ball.
can't get that wrong. You
True,
can't get that
Exactly.
true.
wrong.
You can't get that wrong. Yeah.
You can't.
See, yeah. See, I do think that Kyrian Tierney should come in the second half. Of course, I do understand from the standpoint of Zichenko in that game. Of course, Man City is his former team. He knows the nitty gritty of that team. He can be able to, galvanize the boys, and of course, he'll have a bone to pick. With Pep Guardiola, like, hey, why did you let me go out of this team? I still wanted to be here. So, he still has that pain. He still has that pent up hurt, in him. And he wants to prove that, you know what, yeah, see, I've won trophies with your team, but I'm not washed up yet. I can still do this on, of course, in the biggest of stages. And,
Yeah.
he could actually want to pull one or two stunts come tomorrow. So I do think he should start. But immediately we sense that, you know what, it's not working. Bam, bam, bam. See, there's something they call in the tap, tap, boom in the UK, bro. Tap, tap, boom. Quick, quick, quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, tap, tap, boom. If it's not working, tap, tap, boom. I want to see those changes, you know, ring out in the
Yeah.
second half
Yeah.
quickly.
You gotta be brave. You
Not
gotta be brave.
exactly, not waiting till the 75th minute or 65 minute,
That gives me Wenger
quickly,
vibes.
immediately.
Yeah, that gives me
Yeah,
Wenger
exactly.
vibes. When he
It
takes
gives us
long
that
like that,
that
I'm like,
Wenger
what
vibe.
are we waiting for?
Quickly. Shout out to Chelsea Dan, my guy who was here. Shout out to One Touch. See, I got to introduce you guys to this guy, yeah, go out there and subscribe to this guy. One Touch TV. It says, "Oh yeah, now my people, big up the panel, big up the panel." You know, One Touch TV also says, "Yeah, tomorrow is winner takes all, must win game. If we don't win, then
No, read
that's
that.
it for
You guys
me."
don't understand how. Like, I can't wait. I wish the game was today. I cannot wait
Mm.
for tomorrow,
If we
man.
win, then it's our title. See, yeah, he said it. He said it all. He said it all. You know, this game, just like Craig said, you know, about the importance of this game. It is a very, very important one. It's do or die. If we don't get this, see, we need those 3 points. And again, it's a big advantage for us because we're on home turf. And see, yeah, even with all this noise about Man City, I still don't think that this team is 100 right now.
Mm,
I still
you're
don't
right.
think they're 100. I think if a genuine team that knows how to play and know their onions and know how to figure them out, they can have a go at this guys. They're still vulnerable, you know, in the defense. They're still vulnerable in the midfield.
Yeah.
Kevin De
Listen,
Bruyne is not having the same output he's been having in
not at
previous
all.
seasons. He's not
Not at
taking
all.
those shots as much as he used to get. Their transitions, you know, are even becoming even more slower. Before it's tap tap boom, very fast. You know, their wing backs, either inverted or you know normal wing backs. Anyone you want to go, they're always fast. That transitions quick, speedy. But right now it's slowed up because you need a Haaland to use his shoulders, get those balls, bring the ball down, and bring in other players into the fray. So they have a genuine problem this season. Was they went
Yeah.
to cut in on this?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it. They're not the same Man City. So again, to me, it's advantage Arsenal. If we play
Mm,
like how we played against Man United and how we played against Tottenham,
yeah.
oh, we're in. We're in. But again, it's to get that performance out of the players, it's to control the speed of the game. I mean, a lot of
Mm,
silly, slacky passes that are supposed to couple 5-yard passes that are not going with it. We just need to get it right. And to
yeah,
me,
you're
they would
right,
have
right.
known. I feel they would have felt exactly the same of us. You know, that Brentford game, they would have felt like that was a loss. And they know tomorrow is a massive
Hmm.
game and we need the 3 points. But again, I did say that at the game against Brentford and the way they came out, and I was watching, I was thinking, "Oh, what's going on here?" Because we're supposed to improve every single game. There's nothing wrong with having losses.
Yeah,
Sometimes you learn from the losses, but again, we didn't
from the
learn that
losses,
much.
yeah.
To
Mm,
take all that time to score and then allow them back in the game how we did. I mean, to me, it's not VAR. I just say if we do what we need to do, we don't need to worry about VAR.
we don't need to
It
worry
wasn't it
about
wasn't a
VAR,
goal
right?
that we scored that was disallowed. It was a goal that
Mm.
they scored, but we had the chances to go 2-0 up. We have to take the
Uh,
chances.
Craig, that VAR stuff, yeah. Let's just go quickly into it. Just quickly.
Uh,
What are these guys doing? What is this? How can these guys over and over again take points from us and they come to tell us? See, the fact there is that, see, before they don't tell you, but right now they're saying, like, we can do this to you, and you know
and
what?
then
There's nothing you can
apologize.
do. Bro, you can't do anything. See,
Mm,
these guys have ripped points away from us. They've ripped
Mm.
points away. Of course, in that game against Manchester United, they came out during the World Cup and told us, you know what, that should have stood. It's supposed to be a goal. We're sorry. Good and okay. Forgiven. The Newcastle one, they told us it should have been a penalty. Good and
yeah,
okay.
no,
We
that
left
was
that one.
terrible. That was
In
terrible.
this Brentford game, the association have come and see, but do you know, this is what hurt me most, bro. They said that Lee Mason, who was born in Greater Manchester, they told us that this guy, yeah, they told us that this guy did not put the VAR line. That is the job. Oh my God. That is your job.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
your
yeah,
job.
yeah.
Like, that is
Put it
your
this way.
job.
Put it this way. Yeah,
That is your job.
if there's a race,
That's
if it's
literally
Olympic,
what you're doing in the VAR room.
yeah.
No lines.
But let me ask you a question though. What other industry would you be allowed to be in where it's your job to draw a line and you don't do it, is there not a meeting? Is there not a suspension? Like, we've lost 2 points here. And if the league comes down to 2 points at the end of the season, everyone's going to be going back to this decision at Brentford. I mean, they took 3 minutes, and in those 3 minutes, he didn't draw a line. Like, how can they get it so wrong? And they've done it to us a few times this season. They've cost us
three times,
It's
bro. And in those 3 times, it's in important games. Important games that we've lost points this season. Newcastle, we lost points. Manchester United, we lost points. Brentford, at least those are 7 points. Title winning points ripped away from our hands and from our grasp. Craig, chime into that, man. Talk to these people.
You forgot one other game as well, Southampton away when we drew 1-1. When that defender kept on fouling Chase every minute and never get a penalty.
Every minute.
I remember that
guy
game.
Was on his knickers. That guy was on his knickers. He was on Jesus' knickers everywhere, touching, and I was like, "What is this?"
But what's annoying? You know what's annoying? Those little things where he's on him and he's just in his face. Every other place in the pitch, they're giving a foul. They're giving a foul. When it happens in the box, it's like it's got to be dramatic for it to be a penalty. The same way you blew the whistle in the middle of the pitch is the same way you should blow the whistle in the box. A foul is a foul. If it's in the box, it's just a penalty. Sometimes you hear the commentator saying, "Oh, I feel like if you went down and play it to the bit." No, it's not about that. If you foul me and I'm in the box, it's a penalty.
Yellow card, penalty.
Craig, I'm sorry we cut you off. You didn't finish your point. Please continue, man. This is so hot for you, bro. Just so hot. We just talk out of passion. Please, just complete what you were saying.
There's been a lot of games this season that we've dropped points because of bad referee decisions. Like you said, Newcastle. I said Southampton, Man United, and Brentford. And we just have lost. We could have got so many. If we got all them points, then now we'll be cruising now. We wouldn't be worrying about tomorrow. We wouldn't worry about tomorrow. Bro. But you see, that's the thing. Like, these referees, if they're, I thought in the Premier League, if you're a referee from a certain part of town, you should not officiate a game close to your rivals. I thought there should have somebody else who's impartial, have somebody who's not from that town, because it seems that there's been too much controversy with these referees, and they're getting away with it. They get suspended for one game and they come back and make the same mistake 2 weeks later, and then everyone's like, "Oh, it's cost us the league, it cost us the title, cost us top 4, something." And it's not. The referees in this country is very poor. Some of them are very, very poor. Abroad, it's not like that. If you go to Spain or Italy, the referees they know their stuff. But we need to improve as referees in this country, or
that's a great point. I heard someone say today, best league in the world, worst referees in the world.
Shocking. See, guys, let's round up because it's a Champions League match, and I want to see my noisy neighbors get ripped apart by AC Milan. Yeah, guys. We need to go laugh at those guys. Yeah, but see, prediction time. See, Craig Matthews, I give you the honors to start that one. Tell us predictions for that game tomorrow, and the prediction for the matchup against our noisy neighbours, Tottenham Hotspur versus AC Milan in the Champions League game. So, Arsenal, ManCity first.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. Positive. Great. Good one. I hope these guys can find you on the internet tomorrow, bro. I hope they can find you, bro. I hope you won't go into hiding. When you have all that chest and talk about 2-1, you better be ready to take the heat, bro.
Of course. The Tottenham game, I think 3-1 AC Milan.
2-1 AC Milan. Okay.
No, 3-1. 3-1.
Oh, 3-1 AC Milan. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Chelsea Dan in the chat says, Chelsea Dan, where is your membership? I can't see your membership. go and buy that membership, bruv. It's just £1 or £2. Come on, bruv. Chelsea Dan, my guy, says here, Tony, AC Milan gonna slap Spurs, and he gives a little bit of a smiley down there. Big ups to you, my brother, Chelsea Dan. Chelsea Dan, big ups to you. Weeza, what do you think, my guy?
3-2.
versus
3-2.
ManCity.
Arsenal.
Okay.
3-2 Arsenal.
I see what you're doing. Okay.
Arsenal.
You know what? Yeah, when we drew against Brentford, Weeza texted me and said, "Bruv, man, I don't want to say anything."
I messed up my whole weekend, man.
If you said that for a Brentford game, man, I can't. I don't want to see what you're gonna type in if we lose against City tomorrow, bro. It's gonna be a big one. What do you think of that one with AC Milan?
2-0. 2-0 AC Milan.
AC Milan, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 2-0 AC Milan.
All right. Yeah. See, as for me, I do think we'll have that 2-1 win against ManCity. I think we'll edge it. When we played at the ATR, they weren't really that strong.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they won through a scrappy goal from Tate. They had to dig deep, to win that game. So if we can give them any form of fight, just like and make sure our defensive lines are cleared up quite well. And again, with our 12th man, which is the home support, we have to make it a very, very ferocious place for them to visit tomorrow. The fans should be screaming. I don't know if any of you are going down there. Is any of you going down there tomorrow?
I might. I'm waiting to hear something. I might be there tomorrow.
You might be there tomorrow, my brother, man. Kudos to you, man. The tickets are over the roof. Someone was telling me, man, Tony, you know what? Yeah, I got a ticket for about £700.
Yeah,
like, are you serious?
Yeah.
700.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know what these guys are smoking down there in London, but bro,
yeah, I'd never be paying £700 for 90 minutes.
I would not pay, bro.
Never.
I was watching Amazon Prime. Simple.
Piling up. These bills are piling up, and then, bro. Sorry, bro. Not today. You know what? Yeah, I think AC Milan would get 2 past Tottenham Hotspur. So let's see what's gonna happen. Guys, shout out your channels. And, Craig, you just do the honors of closing the show for us today. And, of course, Weeza, shout out your channel.
Man.
Craig closes the show for us.
Yeah, you can catch me YouTube, Fan Nation TV, Instagram, Fan Nation TV.
You can catch me on 87.
Yeah, big ups. Please go to Fan Nation TV, guys, and go support Weeza down there. Yeah, the big guy. As you can see him, does everything the way proper gentlemen should do. So big ups to you, my brother. Big ups to you. Hopefully, when I come to London, I'm coming to that barber shop, bro. I'm coming to that barber shop.
Yeah,
I'm coming to have my brunch down there, bro.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, Craig, please shout out your channel and please just close the show for us.
Okay, channel is YouTube is 87.uk and Instagram is 87.uk as well. And I would say thank everyone for tonight for the show. Like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And thank you again for the guests and all of us. So thank you. Good night.
Night, everyone. Peace out. Catch you guys tomorrow for the watch along for Arsenal versus Manchester City. I'll be doing it tomorrow. So come catch us tomorrow. Peace out to everyone. Big ups, man, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Big ups. Peace.